everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Katie. I am so happy to have you here. So this week I've been going full into the fall decorating mode, which is really exciting. It's my favorite thing to decorate for. Behind Christmas, it's a close second, but I have come up with some really stunning DIY decor pieces that I think you guys are going to absolutely love. As always, they're super easy and affordable to make, so I love that. I just think they are all so aesthetically pleasing, very Pinterest worthy or Instagram worthy, whatever you want to call it. So if you do recreate them, make sure that you tag me in your photos, and let's dive right in. So the first thing I wanted to make was these little pumpkins. So I have a bag of craft pumpkins from Amazon. I will link them down below. They were a really good price. And then I mixed together a bunch of different paints, these ones that you see on the right, to make this sort of like pinkish color, which I think is really pretty. So I'm actually adding baking soda to it because we're gonna do that baking soda faux terracotta look. So I did this in a video on some canvas a couple weeks ago, and now I'm gonna do it on the pumpkins. So basically for the first coat, you just want to do a very thin coat just to make sure you're covering the entire thing. You don't need to lay it on thick yet. Then you can go ahead and set that aside to dry for maybe half an hour to an hour. And then I'm gonna get started on my next one. So for the second one, I'm actually going to carve out a hole in the center using my X-Acto knife. So I removed the stem, it just pulled right out. And then this is foam, so it's super easy to cut. And you can just cut a little hole in the center if you'd like to make it into like a little succulent planter, or I'm going to put some faux florals inside. So once that was all cut out, then it was time to paint this one, and I mixed together a few paints to give this sort of orangey color. It actually looks really similar to terracotta when it dries. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I mixed together orange, red, this sort of like bronzy copper color, and white to get this. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the second coat, and this is where you really want to layer the paint on pretty thick. Because of the baking soda, you'll see that texture form to give you that faux terracotta clay look, which looks so amazing and incredible. So once it's all dry, then you can add in your little plant or whatever you want to this one with the hole in the center. Like I said, a fake succulent will look really cute. I'm going to do these faux florals, and you can just do it for, you know, whatever colors you like, whatever tones. I think this is a fun way to decorate a tablescape, a little windowsill. There are so many options you can use for these, and I think they just look stunning. You can play around with the colors. That's my favorite part, is mixing all different colors and then just styling them up. I think they look amazing. Next, I wanted to make a wall hanging, so I grabbed a wooden dowel, and then I took a piece of string and just tied it around one end of it with a simple double knot, nothing fancy. Then I added a yarn needle to my string and started to string on some wood beads, because you guys know I love working with wood beads. So I just added a bunch, and I didn't really measure the string at all. I kind of just eyeballed it as to what I wanted it to look like, and you'll kind of get the gist of it as you see it come along. That way you'll know sort of how to like estimate what size of string you want. So once you fill it all up with wooden beads, then you can just tie the other end off around the dowel. And then you're gonna make 2 more rows of this. So the next one will go underneath, and you'll wanna make your string a little bit longer so that it will hang lower than the first one. Once you've done that, then you can tie that off on the other end, and then you'll want to make a 3rd row. Really, you can make as many as you want, but for my dowel, this is how many would fit. Now it's time to add some flowers at the top. So I always like to start off with my greenery. I'm using some faux eucalyptus, but you could also use some wheat or other types of eucalyptus, and I'm just using some hot glue to glue it right to the top. And I like to keep things symmetrical, so I always basically add the same thing on the other side. Then I had these really pretty autumnal colored flowers, which actually happened to match the pumpkins that I made almost perfectly. So I thought I would use those, and I just laid them out before I glued them down to make sure that I liked the layout. And then I glued them on one by one. This is all you have to do. Then I just added a piece of string on either side of the dowel to hang it up by, but I think this looks so pretty. Like I said, it matches the pumpkins really well. You could also change out these florals for the seasons, so for the winter season and spring, etc. And I think this looks really boho and very pretty and elegant. this is the easiest DIY ever. I had some decorative birch logs, so I cut them up to about 3 inches tall, made some pencil marks, and drilled 2 holes in each one. Then I just gathered up some of my faux florals, and I had some wheat and things like that, and just stuck them right inside those little holes that I made. And that is all you have to do. This is the perfect addition to any fall decor, like a tablescape for Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or anything like that. You could put it in a fall vignette. I just think it looks so simple and beautiful. And lastly, I couldn't not make a wreath, so I'm using this gold hoop, which I'll link down below, as well as some more eucalyptus. And then I'm going to make this sort of like an asymmetrical wreath. So I'm just adding it on one side with some floral wire to keep it in place, and then some faux wheat, and I'm just wrapping everything together using my floral wire. And then lastly, I decided to add a few little flowers as well, just to finish it off. You could really use anything that fits your style, any color tones and things like that. And to give it a little something extra, I wanted to add this ribbon. So I had this crushed velvet ribbon, which I think is so beautiful. I love the color of it. So I just wrapped it right around where all that wire is to hide it, made a simple knot, and that's it. Now you can hang it up. Oh, and if you do want to hang it up by something a little fancier than just the hoop, you can also use a piece of faux leather and just glue it right to the hoop. And then I use my leather punch to just punch a hole, so now I can hang it up by a nail in the wall, and it's super easy and beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing these DIYs come together. Let me know if you try any of these out by tagging me in your photos. I love to see them and share them on my Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every single Sunday, and I'll see you soon.